Naomi 22. Naomi 22. Okay.
My name is X. I'm 24.
I met my bae on Twitter. He slid in the DMs, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I met him on Twitter, long story short, and yeah, he became my boyfriend.
I met my significant other on Twitter. The process was quite draining, to be honest. I was in the DMs for a little bit, wouldn't reply. Finally got a reply one day. She kind of ignored it, but you know, it is what it is. Found her Snapchat, and I sent her a message on Snapchat on New Year's Eve. And from what I can remember, it was something like, if you could tell me one thing about, you know, something in 2020. And I said something like, you'll be mine.
2017.
It was in 2017?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2017. Dang, I said 2020. But anyway, she posted that, and before I replied to it, I made sure that I had a nice picture on my story. That way when she clicked on it, she know what your boy was, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it was all a part of my strategy. You know, I had a game plan going in. You know, no weird stalker or anything, but, you know, definitely, you know, that's kind of how it worked out. You know, she kind of ignored me for a little bit, but, you know, that's okay because I knew she had a lot of followers, and a lot of it is people, you know, trying to get at her being weird. But, you know, I conquered, you know, I came out on top.
So first picture I saw on Twitter was one of his graduation pictures because he had graduated college. Woo-hoo, go back. And then the second picture I saw was one from New Year's Eve, and he was looking nice or whatever, so I was like, I guess I gotta slap back at yeah, you know what I mean? Because he was fine.
So the first picture I saw of Nay was the one where she was showing off her crochet stuff. And to be honest with you, that's the reason why I really, you know, thought she was cool, because I like people who are creative, people who color outside the lines type people. So the fact that she was, of course, pretty, and then she had her own, you know, creative outlet that she was able to make money doing, I thought was dope. And then the second picture I saw, she was actually at some water park, and she was wearing a blue bikini, and she was sitting sturdy. She was sitting real sturdy. So, you know, after I saw that, you know, your boy, it was a wrap. I had to, you know, pursue.
First conversation we had was pretty cool. I think we didn't really talk that much on New Year's though. Like going into January 1st, we didn't really talk that much. But then I had FaceTime him the next day, and then he kept hiding his face, so like I didn't know if he was like catfish. But he wasn't catfish.
What did y'all talk about?
Oh, I don't even know what we talked about. What did we talk about? We were talking about me going shopping. That's what we were talking about. Oh, and I was like asking him a whole bunch of questions. He's quiet though. He's an introvert.
So the first conversation we had was via text message, and it was New Year's Eve night. And that night I had, you know, sent her that first text saying you'll be mine over Snapchat. Well, I sent her a snap. And we just talked, you know, it was very casual, nothing thirst trappy or, you know, too forward. It was just a regular conversation. And then the next morning she decides to FaceTime me at like 6. And, you know, she was like, you was being scared to show your face. But really, like, I just woke up, you know, I look like a, you know, groggy, and, you know, my voice was nice because, you know, in the morning we got that, you know, what's good with you, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, that's the reason why I wasn't really trying to show my face. I had boogers all in my eyes and everything, I hadn't brushed my teeth. But, you know, she was still digging it. Describe your first in-person interaction with each other.
First in-person interaction together was when I came to Houston to see him. We went to, I think we went to Chili's. We went to Chili's, and I brought my mom with me to meet him, and all my siblings, I think except my little brother. And they met him too, and they was in the hotel room, and you know what happens in the hotel room.
First interaction in person, I met her and her whole family, for the most part, at a hotel because she had come down to visit, and we just wanted to go get some food and that sort of thing. She was from San Antonio, I was from Houston. So yeah, we kind of made that connection. As soon as she opened the door, she gave me a hug and a peck on the lips. I remember that. Your breath was start. No, I'm kidding. It was alright. It was good versus. And then we went to, you know, Chili's for our date. And, you know, it was cool. It wasn't nothing weird. You know, vibes was cool. You know, just kind of casual.
Not necessarily because I like him. I just feel like had I met him in person, it would have went a lot quicker than it did. Just because like I didn't know what he looked like online. So like, you know, people be catfish. So it's kind of like sketch per se, but like, no. I think we just would have started dating a lot quicker than we did.
I feel like if I met her in person, she would have been too distracted by everything else. Like, I feel that, you know, the way we met kind of made sense. Because I know I'm not the type of person to go for people who, you know, people are already flocking to. So I feel that if I met her like in a club or, you know, at a party somewhere, it would have been out of my element to go and say something. So the fact that we did meet online is probably the only reason why we're together, because if we hadn't met online, I don't see a scenario where we kind of talk to each other unless she talked to me first. That's just kind of how I am. So, but if she was kind of off to herself and I saw her, then it would be different. Like I would have probably approached in person.
I was kind of against online dating at first, I'm not gonna lie. But I feel like those are usually the relationships that end up working out longer than people who've met in person. Not totally against it, but you just have to be careful with people because people are really weird nowadays, and yeah, just be careful. But I highly encourage people to do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
I feel that online dating is very accessible nowadays, and people tend to, you know, kind of poke fun at some of the dating sites like eHarmony and Christian Mingle, all that stuff. But the truth is, you know, meeting somebody on Snapchat, meeting somebody on Twitter, Instagram, it's all the same thing. It's like it gives you a means of meeting somebody, and then it's kind of whatever you do after that is kind of up to the people involved. So I think that, you know, online dating is something that people should take advantage of. But at the same time, make sure you know who you're dealing with. You know, I like how she FaceTimed me the next day to check if I was a catfish or not. You know, you want to clear that up early because you don't want to be dealing with a catfish for a whole year and a half, 2 years, and then find out that that person isn't real. So that's kind of my advice. But I think that online dating is becoming the norm, and I think that it's cool that people can, you know, reach out to others who, you know, don't usually reach out to certain people because of their environment restrictions. So yeah.
All right, cool.
I'm not supposed to look at the camera, but I'm doing it anyway.
Do you want to do an intro together?